Welcome back to Crime Boss, your go-to channel for in-depth explorations of the most chilling true crime stories. If you haven't seen part 1 of our series on the Manson family, we recommend watching that first for essential context. Today, in part 2, we're diving into the trials and the aftermath of the horrific crimes that shook the nation. In the aftermath of the horrific murders committed by the so-called Manson family, the ensuing trials became a spectacle that gripped the nation. Following the deaths of actress Sharon Tate, her unborn child, and several others, the media frenzy surrounding Charles Manson and his followers intensified. Charles Manson, Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, and Leslie Van Houten were charged with multiple counts of first-degree murder. Initially, Linda Kasabian, another member of the Manson family, was also implicated, but she later became the prosecution's star witness in exchange for immunity. Her detailed testimony painted a chilling picture of life within the family and their violent ideology. The trial began in July 1970 in Los Angeles. The courtroom atmosphere was highly charged. Manson's bizarre antics, including carving an X into his forehead and attempting to disrupt proceedings with outbursts, added to the chaos. His followers outside the courthouse continued to demonstrate unwavering loyalty, often chanting and holding vigils. The prosecution, led by Vincent Bugliosi, presented a compelling case, primarily based on Kasabian's testimony and physical evidence linking the defendants to the crime scenes. One of the most shocking revelations during the trial was the motive behind the murders. Manson's vision of helter-skelter, a race war he believed was imminent, served as the ideological backbone of the family's actions. The term was borrowed from a Beatles song, and Manson twisted its lyrics to fit his apocalyptic narrative. He convinced his followers that by committing the murders and making them appear as though they were carried out by African Americans, they could hasten the race war and emerge as leaders of a new societal order. The defense strategy was erratic at best. At one point, the defendants, under Manson's influence, attempted to dismiss their court-appointed attorneys to represent themselves. The judge denied this request, and the defendants' bizarre behavior further alienated them from the jury. Despite the chaos, the prosecution's case remained strong. After months of testimony and deliberations, the jury found Manson and his co-defendants guilty of all charges. In January 1971, they were sentenced to death. However, their sentences were later commuted to life imprisonment after the California Supreme Court invalidated the death penalty in 1972. The Manson family trials left a lasting mark on the American legal system and culture. They exposed vulnerabilities in how cults could manipulate individuals, leading to unspeakable acts of violence. The murders and subsequent trials became a symbol of the dark side of the 1960s counterculture movement. In the years following the trials, Manson and his followers remained in prison. Manson himself became a morbid icon, giving numerous interviews that showcased his erratic behavior and lack of remorse. The parole hearings of the convicted members were equally controversial. While some members, like Leslie Van Houten, expressed regret and sought rehabilitation, their bids for release were met with public outrage and were repeatedly denied. The victims' families also played a significant role in keeping the memory of the crimes alive. Sharon Tate's mother, Doris Tate, became a vocal advocate for victims' rights. Her efforts led to changes in California law, allowing victims' families to provide impact statements during parole hearings. The cultural impact of the Manson family murders extended far beyond the courtroom. The crimes inspired countless books, films, and documentaries. They also sparked debates about the influence of charismatic leaders, the susceptibility of individuals to manipulation, and the societal conditions that allowed such a group to form. The Manson family saga remains a grim reminder of how unchecked ideology and blind loyalty can lead to unimaginable horror. The trials and their aftermath serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of manipulation and the enduring impact of violence on society. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the trials and aftermath of the Manson family murders. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our future episodes. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what cases you'd like us to cover next. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.